Hey guys, People Close Gamers, backtrack to The Flash, Season 3, Episode 19, The Once and Future Flash. So, first off, this is weird for me. I'm actually reacting to a TV show on the night it came out. So, I'm editing 18, that'll be out later this week, and then this will be out as well. So that's weird, so that's good to hear. Hopefully you guys are excited for that I am caught up for the moment. The title also of this is very interesting. So, The Once and Future Flash. So, this has been a thing Savitar's been saying all season, right? I am the future Flash. And people have been, along with me as well, does he mean I am the future, comma, Flash? Or am I the future Flash? Like a Flash of the future. So that's right there, that's kids, that's why your grammar's important of that whole kind of comma going in there. So who knows? But it seems like we're going to explore something about that. Also saying the once and future Flash. So like, it just seemed like, so maybe Savitar was the first speedster. So like maybe we're going back to his past and then like how he became the future Flash. I don't know. That's a very confusing but very intriguing title to me. So we'll have to see there. The last episode of The Flash was episode 18, Abracadabra. We had Abracadabra, this kind of villain that we don't know where he was from Earth-wise. He's kind of bounced around all over the place, but he was from the 64th century, which was pretty crazy. He was trying to get back there, and then at the end of the episode, he was caught twice. Gypsy brought him back to Earth 19 to be executed. He would not reveal to Barry Savitar's identity, even though he knew it, because he's also a villain of Barry in the future, and this time, like he said, it's like, I am killing her as well, so he enjoyed that. I thought the villain was very cool, and I wanted to see more of him, so hopefully he won't die. Some Gypsy-Cisco conflict, you know, over the whole Abracadabra thing, so we'll have to see where that goes, because Abracadabra killed Gypsy's partner, but then also Joe and the team wanted that information. Barry determined that he's going to run to the future to get information kind of going on Savitar, and then at the end of the episode, Caitlin died after the whole thing that happened with a bomb exploding from Abracadabra and a piece of pipe being lodged in her. She had some post-surgery complications. They ripped the necklace off. She healed as Killer Frost. They did not put it back on quick enough, and she blasted them all out of the way. Julian got blasted for the third time in the episode, and she's Killer Frost. Some people I saw online were saying maybe that signified literally the death of Caitlin Snow and the rise of Killer Frost. She's got the full hair, everything. She is Killer Frost. So the headline of She's at Large, I don't think we'll see her in this episode, but we'll probably be dealing with the after effects of that. So let's see how Barry gets to the future. Without further ado, here we go. Yeah, so maybe we'll pick up right from there. Well, it's appropriately snowing. Is that because of Killer Frost?
According to the
look at Barry doing some math. 24 is the newspaper in the future. That's in the time vault. Promise her, Barry. See, the more they do this shit, the more it tells me that Joe is gonna die instead of Iris. Guys, Cisco should be calling you about now, yeah. Yeah, it's Killer Frost. Ah, damn it, she froze it. Yep, that probably was a good idea. That would have been a good idea. No, not the kiss. Thank you, Cisco. Jesus, we can't have her use that. Like, she enjoys getting like hit and beaten around because she loves the villain aspect of it, Killer Frost. She loves the cat and mouse. Oh my god. Danielle Panmaker plays this part so well. You almost got your arm cut off for a drumstick, HR. Not the time, HR. Oh my god. Look at Julian. He's the only normal one. Fuck. It's better. Put her in the pipeline before she does anything else. And now by the time he vibrates out of that, she's gonna be gone. Even though he has super speed. It'll make no sense. How did she get away? What? How? She was just there. You have super speed. You vibrated through the ice. How is that possible?
Hey, Julian, how about next time you decide to release my friend's inner ice team and you do it sometime in July? You're being serious.
He saved her life. Alright, there we go. Speed Force bros. Alright, just like we shoved Reverse Flash in back in Season 2. In he goes. But how does he dictate where he goes? Is he just guessing? That's lucky. 2024. Alright. So, we're in the day you disappear. Oh, fuck, is the top. God damn it. Barry now is whole. He's vertigoed. She's wearing a different outfit. She's not that green and yellow. Alright, Mirror Master's still here too. So they know he's maybe from the past.
Like we used to.
Alright, so maybe by 2024, even though it's only February 3rd in 2024, maybe he disappeared already? Maybe Barry doing that change and he actually disappeared sooner, in the future. Alright, now listen, I'll probably hear more when I go back and edit because that's just the nature of reactions, but how did Barry, I understand how he got flung there with Wally, but how did he actually pinpoint his exact place? Did he just get lucky going to 2024? So if I find out, let me know down below. If you know, but I'll find out probably later. But also, it's a case of, how did Caitlin exactly get away from a speedster? I don't know. So we're gonna have to figure out, and I hope this future trip actually works for once. Barry, you gotta get up, man. You're a speedster. Thank you. Thank you for using your powers. Maybe the town's controlled by villains? That's what we need to do to Sabotage, so if you could let us know, that would be great.
You weren't the only one who lost something.
So Iris died in this. Somebody else died too, I guess. HR left, Caitlin Snow is Killer Frost now. Cisco still is him, he's still him. So Barry's gonna talk to himself as he's, I guess his future self, he's isolated himself in the destroyed Star Labs, even more destroyed Star Labs. So, things went to shit. Ah, Barry's gone a little bit Gotham Bruce Wayne here, huh? Growing out the hair, Barry.
You can't save her.
Yeah, this Barry's broken.
Yes, I can. I can.
Did he not find out?
Because I don't know the answer.
So he never found out, he failed. And Saboteur won.
Nothing. I'll never see her again.
Damn. Talk about taking some brutal advice from yourself in the future. Yeah, that's a perfect acting by Grant. You can see how shocked he is.
It's good to see you at any time, alright?
That's sweet. So you're still good friends. He can't get back.
Okay.
He's stuck.
What's wrong?
Fuck.
I can't get back to the past.
Maybe Saboteur controls the Speed Force now, literally. And he knows that Barry's there, and he's not only trapping them there, but maybe in this future, he's not connected to the Speed Force anymore. Maybe Barry lost his powers. There's a whole bunch of shit going on here, but still, I went back and looked, still questioning how the hell he pinpointed himself to this exact location. I guess that's not going to be explained. Whole team breaks up, everything's gone to shit, but the issue is, our 2024 Barry... Things are different because in the newspaper in the Time Vault, we see that Barry in 2024 disappears after fighting the Reverse Flash, and it says Hawkgirl and Arrow and shit like that also helped. So that seems to not have taken place now. The future has changed. Something happened with Saboteur. He killed Iris. The villains have taken over the city, and Barry never learned who he was. But in some timeline, future Barry, whether 2024 Barry or 2074 Barry, something, beat Saboteur, found out who he was, and put him in the Speed Force. We got to get to that point, but do we change too much stuff to now, maybe in doing all this stuff with Flashpoint, with this, we've helped Saboteur even more, so who knows? It's confusing stuff.
Caitlin's not the only thing Killer Frost does.
Oh, shit. Oh, so that's the fight we saw. So they did have a fight. Oh, he has metal arms. Wow, that's crazy. Holy shit, he's the Terminator. He's the Terminator. Now, Julian maybe works in a mental hospital or something? So he's studying Killer Frost. Maybe they caught her.
This is the best I could do.
You're no match for the god of speed.
Damn. Your friend telling you that.
We made one hell of a team.
Wow, she destroyed the team too.
Because
Tell me who he is.
I'll never tell.
Yep.
You were gonna be so surprised when you find out.
God damn it, who is Saboteur? It's gonna be someone we know. Oh, fuck. So Savitar paralyzed Wally? Holy shit. That sucks. He seems like he got lobotomized. What the hell happened to him?
He's been like this ever since.
Wow. He's been like this for 7 years? Holy shit. God, man, Savitar destroyed everyone.
Barry, he was only one other place he can be.
The bar, maybe he's drinking. Ah, the cemetery. He's at Iris' cemetery. He probably visits that often. I wonder how he's gonna react seeing past Barry.
And then you left me, Barry.
Wow, Barry left him.
The last piece of who I was.
They were all too broken to help each other. Wow. Everyone got broken in different ways, man. Savitar destroyed all of Team Flash. Wow, this is a somber ass episode. There's a lot to talk about here. Holy shit.
You're even gonna create time remnants of yourself, but he's gonna kill them all mostly.
Wow.
On the night.
Jesus.
23rd. Iris West will die.
So there's our finale date.
Moment. You won't be there for any of them.
Damn, this is great acting by Grant Gustin. So he does stop him.
The Speed Force forever.
So he does, but it comes at a cost.
But at that point, he already won. Because everything that you've ever loved is gone, including you.
So he does beat Savitar, but Savitar beats him too.
Go home, Barry.
He can't leave.
There's nothing for you here.
Jesus. Imagine getting told by your own self in the future, there is not a single thing you can do. Anything you try, anything you do to try to defeat Savitar, you'll never save Iris. And in doing that and never saving Iris, you're not there for Joe. You're not there to stop Caitlin from becoming Killer Frost even more. Not there for when she hurts Cisco, which nice that Cisco doesn't have some animosity to Barry, which is nice because we've seen that already enough earlier in the season. But it's also a case that Cisco's his own hero and he just lost. Killer Frost beat him. He's not there for Wally. You know, and everyone, you know, Julian spends his days, I guess, keeping Caitlin in that cell. Maybe, you know, Killer Frost at that point in that cell trying to cure her still. They're all broken. Every one of them is broken. Killer Frost teams up with Savitar. She knows who he is, but she won't tell. All great stuff there. That was excellent, excellent, excellent acting by everyone, but Grant Gustin nailed that. Playing two characters, they did a good job when they have probably the body stand and double. They don't show any of the face, so it's just a person there. So that was a good job there, where shows could sometimes mess that up. And even though he has this weird hairdo and everything else, that was great. And we got, you know, he creates time remnants, and he still can't beat Savitar. That is insane.
Because I miss my friend.
That's fair. You gotta fight, Barry. You have to prevent this future. Look how terrible it is. Do not even take advice from yourself. You have to do this. Should have took that piece of tech. It might come in handy. Maybe you could disrupt Savitar. He ain't gonna leave yet. He wants more answers and he wants more closure with the people here. He is not gonna leave yet. Barry, every time he goes to alternate Earths, realities, timelines, he's always personally drawn in.
I thought you'd never ask.
All right, let's get
Let's get the team back together.
Let's get the team back together.
Even HR.
What is he doing? Oh my God, he took over Jitters. Oh, okay, he's an esteemed author, also at his own coffee shop of Jitters. He would. He would.
Threesome, do some, one, something else. I think.
Oh, HR.
One of the most important boxes a man can check in his life. Here. You ready for Team Flash to take down the bad guys again?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we are. Let's do it.
Team Flash.
That's it, hands in. Even HR is in. 1, 2, 3. Team Flash. Here we go. Let's do it.
I am old-fashioned.
This is true. He's from the past. I like when Barry's snarky and has this sarcastic humor. That is Barry. I'm glad he got the team back together. He's trying to inspire a little bit of hope in them because they certainly need it. They are truly broken. But this episode is crazy, man. So much to talk about. We're bringing it back online. Maybe future Barry will come out of his hidey hole. His drumsticks. That's what he wanted. Barry, you better have a way to counteract this. You knew this was coming. Damn, they've certainly increased their capabilities since the last time we've seen them. Wow. He can, like, bend the world in the vertigo. They're really accenting each other's powers. It's like Inception shit going on here. I don't know. What about future Barry? Exactly. This Barry can help. He's still got his speed. Alright. Run it to him. Flash helps Flash. Oh, wow. Different suit. Holy shit, he has a different suit. That makes sense. Cisco would have definitely upgraded in 7 years. He's the harder one because he can jump in between places. But Cisco's device, we can go there too now. Good work, Cisco. Good work, Flashes. Good work, Flash. I like the suit. The new future suit. It's like a little bit more of the yellow gold in it. Like his belt is fully like a lightning bolt. I'll have to go back and look at it in the still frame. But like, it's fully like a lightning bolt. There's more gold kind of on the arm. The suit looks a little bit of a different texture, a little bit slimmer. It actually looks like a little bit brighter of a red compared to the regular crimson. Maybe it just looks like that because of the increased yellow gold on it. But it looks really good. I like it. And I'm glad that Future Barry helped out. It's like when Batman came out of retirement in Dark Knight Rises.
Especially me.
Gotta get a haircut.
I heard what you must do.
Joe, don't cry, man. I don't need to see that.
I just wanted you to hug first.
Hug past Barry. He's the one that started everything. Alright, hug Future Barry. He's the one that lost everything, I guess.
Technology until 4 years ago.
After Iris is dead.
4
Gotcha.
years after Iris died.
Gotcha. Damn. What if we can go get her and maybe she could just make it sooner?
Hold on to him as tight as you can.
In case you fail, you gotta hold on to that. Hold on to Iris as much as you can, even though I think Joe was totally gonna die instead of Iris.
Name of BFF, right?
In any time, any place. There you go. Now get out of here, Barry, and try to use this knowledge here. Wally was gonna help you out. Ah, shit. Is this Killer Frost aligning with Savitar? Damn, she out there barefoot and shit. Doesn't even care. Yeah, this is where she aligns with him. God damn it. He's gonna come out of the armor. Holy shit. Who's Savitar? It's gotta be someone we know. Is it Wally? Because that would be crazy. That's been a theory going around. Are we gonna see? Are you gonna show us? Come on. Don't tease me.
What do you need me to do?
Don't. You mother. God damn it. Alright. So there is a man underneath that armor. We just don't know who it is. Damn it. Alright guys, so that was my reaction there to The Flash. Season 3, Episode 19, The Once and Future Flash. Wow. I love this episode. Love it. After Flash has had some up and down moments, it's been, you know, I've been pretty vocal if you've been following this channel that I think Season 3 overall for Flash has been kind of disappointing. But Abracadabra episode, really liked that episode. I think they did a really good job there. They kind of got back on track. I like the Duet episode, but that was more of a crossover episode, obviously, and I don't count that as really a Flash episode. You know, the episodes before those, 15 and 16, had good parts, had bad parts, and then really before that, there was not like an epic episode. You know, the mid-season finale had some crazy moments, but otherwise, we've been treading water. But now, back-to-back episodes, and this episode was not like, I mean, they gave you almost everything right up until the end. I mean, we learned so much. We kind of got, you know, a vision of, not an alternate reality, but a vision of the future of what happens. And I think at this point in the story, we've been discussing so much of the future this season, so much of what Savitar does, in, you know, in killing Iris and trying to prevent that. And we got everything of the possible version of what happens when she dies. I thought it was incredible. I thought Grant's acting was fantastic throughout this. I thought Carlos Valdez, being Cisco throughout the episode, especially the future Cisco, I thought that was awesome stuff. All the characters playing future versions of themselves. They didn't age them up too much, but all of them suffer much. I mean, HR seems like the only one that kind of goes on to lead a decent life, but all the rest of them suffer. So for me, there's 3 main points in this episode. It's the future, and there is so much to talk about here. I'm not going to even list sub-points. I probably won't even remember to stay on track, but we'll stay. I'll go from one point to the next. I won't jump around. We got to talk about that. Then we'll talk about Barry's promise, which connects to the past, or technically the present, and our future, or that one possible future there, but we want to talk about that. And then the 3rd main point in the episode is, who is Savitar? Who the hell is this guy? Obviously, we saw at the end of the episode, he comes out of the armor. It's somebody, but they still won't tell us. So we'll have to find out there. So starting with the first main point, the future. We go to the future. I will say that one little nitpick of the episode, unless I missed it, so feel free to correct me down below. We don't get how Barry got there. While he helps him, he opens a portal, but in the past, he's always had to think about the moment, like Ebert said, concentrate on it, and then go there. He doesn't know what's going to happen in the future because it's the future. So he can't focus on a moment. So how did he get to the exact year that he wanted to be in? So maybe I missed that, so feel free to correct me down below. Otherwise, that's kind of a little nitpick of like, they didn't really explain that at all. The future was what I thought it would be. We needed this type of episode, and it was a great, fantastic episode. It was dark. It was somber. Everyone, kind of but HR, was broken. I'll start with Barry himself. We see future Barry here. I don't really watch Gotham. See an episode here or there, but that was kind of like the clone or whatever of Bruce Wayne. Kind of had the same hairstyle. That was kind of to differentiate the two of them on screen, but it also makes sense for the story that if Barry didn't give a shit about anything, he didn't give a shit about even cutting his hair. Now, in real life, Greg Gustin, I'm pretty sure, has a beard, so surprised they didn't have him grow a beard out, but maybe for filming that was too hard because he normally has to be clean-shaven. And not going with the fake beard because you're already going with, a wig or whatever, so I understand that. Beard is probably harder to do, but he doesn't care. Barry is broken. We learned that Barry, he does beat Savitar. He beats him, just so it is him. So when they said future Barry, I always thought that it was like way in the future Barry, like, because they could travel through time. I was like maybe 2040 Barry beat him. But no, it looks like, he said 40 years after, right? I think he said after Iris dies. So that means in 2021, if my math is correct and I understand him right, they beat Savitar. So it takes him 4 years after Iris' death that the tech, Tracy Brown, I think he said was the name, creates the tech, creates the Speed Force trap. She's a, I think he said a physicist. I'm pretty sure he said. So she somehow creates the trap. He doesn't even understand how she did it. And they get Savitar, but by that point, Savitar, he beat him. He beat Barry. He killed Iris, he broke Barry, he broke the entire team up, and he destroyed everyone. Very interesting that Savitar is from that moment where he was trapped, I'm assuming, right? But, and how, we still have the question of how was he reaching out while he was trapped? We've seen Wally, he wasn't there alone. But we've seen Wally kept reliving that his worst moment of his life over and over. You assume the same thing was happening with Savitar. Except, how was Savitar then reaching out for limited amounts of time from the Speed Force? That is a question that we haven't had answered, and I don't know if we're going to. Might just be kind of just a little loophole in the writing. But he still, even after breaking Barry, why does he then travel back to the past to beat Barry again? And he wanted to get free, but he already beat Barry, so he's just doing all over again what he just did that got him imprisoned in the first place. So I don't know. That's a very confusing concept for me, and maybe if I think about it more, I'll understand it, but please help me make sense of that down below, because it is a little bit confusing of what Savitar it is, what Barry it is. He's mad, but he won, but he's trapped, so he got out again, so he could be free, understandable, but then he's going to go through with killing them again, even though he did it already? Like, so he knows what happens, that's why he's the future Flash, right? But then, I don't know. It's a confusing thing going on. But Barry is broken. Great acting by Grant Gustin in this. He doesn't help Joe out. He doesn't help Cisco out. He tells the whole team to leave. You know, Star Labs goes even more into a shithole, and everyone goes their separate ways. And that was very sad to see, Broken Barry. He says that the only thing that mattered to him after that is he didn't care about anyone else. He didn't check in on anyone else. He was just going to capture Savitar. And he did it. Took him a while, but he did it. And then, like he said, even after that, what does it matter? He won. He beat me. And he even says it there that, Savitar's been beating me this whole time, that he's even been down and keeping everyone away. That's not what Iris would have wanted, and that's true, because not only, I'll get to the promise part, but that is totally what she wouldn't have wanted. That's not what Barry's mother would have wanted. It's not what Barry's father would have wanted. Like, it's not what any, Eddie would have wanted from Iris or from Barry. You need to remember them, but you move on with your life. And just keep them in your thoughts. And, do things to honor them. And sometimes that's just by living and going on and trying to be happy. And Barry wasn't doing that. So that was great there. We see Joe broken. Clearly that the last remnant after everything that happened with Wally, Iris dead, the last remnant he had was Barry. And Barry pushed him away or just wasn't even there. So they have kind of this animosity or conflict between them, especially Joe. And it's not even more mad. It's a little mad, but it's more sadness. And we see how often he goes to Iris's funeral with a little cup there that takes off the band on the flowers. He must change that probably every day. And Barry stopped going to Iris's grave and all that stuff. So when they first talked, he thought that was the current Barry. He didn't know about the past Barry. So those were some good moments there. I felt really, really bad for Joe here. He really takes it hard, understandably. I mean, he loses literally like all three of his kids. Literally, one dies in Iris. His other son is paralyzed, can't speak. He's basically done. He's just there. And Barry he's a shell. He's even worse than a shell of his former self. And he just becomes a hermit hiding in Star Labs. He lost everything. So that was heartbreaking. We see Julian in the future. He's, of course, sad, but he looks like he's dedicating all his time to still trying to find a cure for Caitlin, who has permanently been Killer Frost for years, even after everything she's done. They somehow capture her, just like they grabbed Savitar, but she still taunts them, and he's devoted himself there. And then we see that Caitlin has been Killer Frost for many years, and Savitar has freed her of the split. She is now fully kind of like Earth 2 Caitlin. She's fully Killer Frost, and she loves it. And she knows who Savitar is, as we saw at the end of the episode there, and she's not willing to help Barry. I love that effect, not only the context, which I know, I think Danielle Banner Baker has been said, those are hard to wear, and those color contexts are thick if anyone's ever tried them. But she's still got the hair, she still has everything, but I love that little sound effect, where it's like the little ice sound effect when she's speaking. I love that kind of stuff. So we see where she is. We see Cisco. Cisco still, through everything, still tried to get the team back together, still was very hopeful, was so happy to see past Barry. That was really nice to see. For a moment there, he got a little mad, but understandable after 7-8 years of what's happened. He kind of turned into the Terminator a little bit, because we did see in one of the beginning episodes of the season, Cisco has a vibe about Killer Frost. Maybe it was in the Killer Frost episode, about them fighting. And a lot of people were like, wait, was that the fight that they had on the street? It didn't look like it. I guess that was it. No, it was this. In the future, they have a fight, and Caitlin gets the best of him at some point, and she freezes his hands, and they shatter. And he loses his ability to vibe that way. So I guess he still can't even get visions. And although he did say he had a feeling that a feeling that hadn't been there in a long time. So maybe he still can feel Barry coming out of the time stream and feel kind of the Speed Force, a disturbance in the Force, if you will. So who knows? But he doesn't have any of his vibe powers. So that was sad there. But he was the one that still stayed around the most. I mean, he had to have some kind of feeling because he knew that Barry was back at his old apartment, so there had to be something there. We see that Barry, I guess after Iris dies and everything, they don't even properly clean up the apartment. They kind of just abandon it. We see HR is kind of the only one that seems to not give a shit or handling it a different way, but he seems like he doesn't give a shit. He, I guess, became a super popular author here. He is loved by the ladies. He was trying to pull off a threesome there. He bought Jitters, rightfully so, because he's obsessed with coffee, called it HR Jitters. So he's the one that you don't really feel sympathetic for because his life seemed to be doing pretty good. But who knows? And I still don't trust him at all, even though we've seen him in the future. So I think that pretty much all but wraps up the theories that HR is not Savitar. There was maybe hints last episode, but there is something weird. We've still seen him in the future vision. We know Savitar said he lives. He calls him a coward, but we see him there. There's still something off. Not just because he's a Wells. Maybe he does something that doesn't betray them, but he's a coward. He could save Iris, or he could save one of them, and he's scared, and he doesn't. That could be something that happens as well. It could just be something like that. It doesn't have to be like he turns the knife. It's just that he doesn't do anything. He's just a bystander. So who knows what happened there. But the aesthetic of the future, the villains took over, rightfully so, because there's no Flash to protect anymore. It was very Dark Knight Rises there at the end with the news report of, you know, they were glad the Flash was back. We saw Top and Mirror Master in this episode, increasing their powers, knowing how to use their powers together. So that was cool. They had some different outfits. She wasn't wearing her homage green and yellow. But this was nice. This was more realistic, I guess, in the dark clothing. I wasn't the biggest fan. I love those two characters in comics and in animated and everything else. Not that the actors did a bad job, the actor and the actress, but I didn't feel like they gave them enough to do, and there was some corny lines, or just, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite episode, so I definitely liked them more in this episode, the mind-bending elements and everything, even though all the fights were in that one alley. I guess that's the only place they could shoot in Vancouver that day. But, you know, kind of seeing, you know, all that stuff was really nice. I wonder, I'm assuming the snow at the end of the episode was fake, but who knows with Vancouver, because we saw that would look like pretty real snow in the crossover episode. But yeah, the future is dark and despairing, and you know, future Barry says you do everything you can. You try to learn everything you can, but you never find out who Savitar is. Even, that's weird, even after he gets captured in the Speed Force trap, I guess he just gets sucked there, because if I beat him, I'd be like, who the hell is this motherfucker? I'd be opening up that suit. So he never finds out. He used time remnants to try to beat Savitar, everything, but Savitar beats almost all of them, he said. So he knew everything, and he was too powerful. I thought there he was going to say some speedsters helped him, but yeah, so we have this Tracy Bryan. I don't know if that's a character in the comic books, but I don't know if that nurse was a character in the comic books, but we'll have to see going forward. The second main point of the episode here was Barry's promise. So this ties in, obviously, to the future and our present. Iris made him, in the present, promise that if anything happens to her, he will take care of Joe. In the future, we see Barry failed that promise. Now, after seeing that, Barry corrected the past, which might be good, because even right now, that's an alternate timeline. Yeah, it's confusing, but that's an alternate timeline going on. So he left them in good terms, rebuilding Team Flash, even after everything happened, which was nice. And he now talked to present Joe. He's accepting it. It's not that, oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I promise I will be there no matter what happens. And he told Iris, I will keep your promise. So that's an important point. There's not a lot to talk about there. But we'll have to see going forward. The more and more I see this, the more and more I think Joe is going to die. That's been my prediction all season. And, you know, since we learned about this whole death thing, and I totally think that's going to happen, they would have some balls. I would applaud them in some ways. They would have some balls if they end up killing Iris after all this. That would be crazy. Who knows what will happen there. And then the third main point in the episode here is Killer Frost teams up with Savitar. We see in the future that she explained that she knows who he is, that she did align with him. The team explains that. And then here, walking barefoot in the cold, because I guess it doesn't bother her, she meets up with Savitar. Now, Savitar said to Jesse Quick, I have plans for you in the future, Jesse Quick. Were those plans interrupted now that he's stuck in the Speed Force, or did something happen to her? Also, we have to talk about the other point of Savitar has plans for Killer Frost, how is he going to exactly free her of the Caitlin Snow part and just make her always Killer Frost and just feel good and accepting of that? Is it just simply a mental kind of coaching him up, or is it something more? He does reveal himself because, she was saying, why basically should I trust you, go along with this? And whoever it was, she was like, what do you want me to do? So it is someone that she knows, and it's obviously someone we know. I often say on these shows, we have two things always happen. Villains typically always end up being new people or people we've already known in alternate versions or something happened to them. And somehow we never guess it. Somehow, spoilers for Arrow up to episode 15, season 5. All right? Letting you know. Somehow we don't know that a new character like Adrian Chase is actually Prometheus. There's things like that we don't realize. We didn't realize that Jay Garrick was not really Jay Garrick, was actually Hunter Zolomon the whole time was Zoom. Wells in season 1 was actually Eobard Thawne, even though that's a little bit more complicated. So there's always these things. And I'm telling you, I think the main point was actually called Who is Savitar, right? Who is Savitar? Who is Savitar? Give me your theories. Obviously, if you've read things of what they're going to do in episodes, like, descriptions, then I don't want to know. Don't comment below. I don't like knowing that stuff. But tell me your theories below. Right now, currently, my theory is Wally West. I don't know why. It wouldn't make any sense. It would kind of destroy the mythology, the mythos of Wally West for some reason. Showing the back of him, you couldn't see if it was a white or a black guy. I don't know. For some reason, I just think it's Wally. That maybe what happened in Speed Force even changed him more. I don't know. But then, I'm sorry, forgive me. I forgot in the first main point. I said I would stay in track, and I didn't. The Wally. He was the only other one I didn't cover because there's also not much to talk about him. Ira's dead. Wally gets paralyzed. He gets so angry he goes after Savitar. Rightfully so. Understandable. But what he sees, whatever Savitar shows him, whatever happens, he's never the same again. And even paralyzed, I don't know if it's from I'm assuming it's from the waist down, but it also could be from the neck down. But he's in a wheelchair, so I'm assuming it's from the waist down. He never speaks or anything for years. And then this ties back into my third main point, so maybe this worked out, even though I didn't plan this. Or did I? I'm actually from the future. No, but this ties into my point that maybe current Wally seeing Savitar and the person that killed his sister was future him. And he's so no idea what to do with that information. It breaks him completely. He's disgusted. He doesn't want to tell anyone who Savitar is. Not out of embarrassment, out of disgust. And that's it. Maybe it's a Wally from another timeline, another Earth, something. Maybe another Earth, that would make sense. That everything that happened in Speed Force, maybe they didn't get Wally out so quickly. Maybe Wally got stuck in there for generations like Savitar did, and he lost it. And that, so more and more, I think it's Wally. I don't know why. There's been theories it's an evil Barry. I think this all but confirms it is not HR. So I think that theory is completely out of the water. There have been theories of everything, but the other theory I saw was Eddie. I don't think it's Eddie either. Not only because I don't think the actor has time to do that, even though it looks like, we got 2021, 2, 3. If they reveal him next episode, he's only going to be in the show as the actor for 4 episodes. Because, the guy that does Saw has been voicing him the entire time. So it'll probably be kind of a Zoom thing where he's out of the suit, and then when he's in the suit, he is the voice, which is a little bit annoying. I wish kind of that they didn't take him out of the suit, or it's someone we don't know, but that was going to happen. But give me your theories, your thoughts, predictions, what is going on there. And then I guess the last little main point that I could think of to talk about is Barry's new suit there in the future. I talked about it during the episode. It looks a little bit more red. Maybe that's because it's accented, like a lighter red. Maybe that's because it's accented by the more gold yellow he has. His whole belt is like a flash yellow. He's got more like of the lines kind of things of all yellow. It looks a little more streamlined. There's more lines all over the place. That's all I could see. Maybe I'll see more. He still has the white symbol and stuff like that, but maybe I'll see more when I look at still shots. But I thought the suit looked really cool. I think it makes sense. Why wouldn't Cisco have been tinkering with that all the way here in the future? He probably maybe upgraded that because remember Barry was still fighting Savitar all the way up until he captured him, and then I think he really stopped and gave up his flash, and that broke him. So And I don't think he was saving anyone else, his family, his friends, or the rest of the city. He was just hunting Savitar. But he's probably still working with Cisco, but we'll have to see. So let me know your thoughts on that news sooner. Are we going to see it sooner rather than later? And the other thing to talk about is the whole 2024 thing. We're there. So did we change the Time Vault story that said he's supposed to fight Reverse Flash in 2024 and then disappear, and Green Arrow and Hawkgirl were there? You could see that. Is that changed now? Is that going to happen now that the new team is back together? Who knows? We have no idea. And we also, the paper written by Iris West Allen, now we see in the future why it's not, because she's dead. She is dead. It wasn't like she left her job or something. But I have questions there. Is that a continuity there with the Reverse Flash thing? Did we change the timeline now? Because we don't know what's going on with Reverse Flash. If you've seen the end of Season 2 of Legends, I won't spoil it for you, but he's in limbo, basically. It's up in the air. We don't know what the hell's going on there. So give me your thoughts and predictions on that, because I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. But overall, guys, that's kind of my reaction here to and review to Season 3, Episode 19 of The Flash, the Once and Future Flash. This was an excellent, somber, dark, but needed episode. Let me know what you think of all of it down below. All of the people we saw in the future, what do you think about that whole world? Can we change it? Do you think instead of Iris, it's going to be someone like Joe? Is there going to be consequences? That probably someone's going to die. Someone dies every season on these CW shows. So let me know what you think of that. Can we bring Killer Frost back? You know, her lying here with Savitar now. All my other things I said about the newspaper thing, Reverse Flash 2024, the new suit. Give me your thoughts on that. Barry's promise, and then who is Savitar? Give me your predictions and theories. We gotta know. He came out of the suit. Who is it? Is it future Wally? Is it Wally from another timeline? Or Earth? Is it somebody else? I want to know. So please let me know any other thoughts and predictions, theories you have on the episode and the rest of the season. Let me know them down below. As always, though, no spoilers. Like the video, subscribe, share, definitive, you be so kind. Until next week at The Flash, guys. Thanks for watching.